Hello, everyone. Welcome to YakShaver Sprint Review 104 Review and Retro. So everyone just come back from Easter holiday. Hope everyone has a great holiday, and let's go through what we've done. So our goal from last spring was to resolve DevOps blockers. So that's got done, and we want to decouple graph-dependent backend service. So that also got done. We have got some leftovers, which is more important one is the spike. We are investigating the work required for YakShaver Cloud.
Okay, just to pause for a second, Rick. It's hard for me to know which items of these are, like I assume the API for both versions, and if any of these are specific to the MCP version or the Teams version.
The backend service is for Teams version, which is tightly coupled to Microsoft Graph.
Okay, so for that second done there, can we update it so it says Teams version?
Sure, we can update that. So we will update the title to be more specific. Make sure it says the Teams version.
And next one, is there any of the other ones?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. All right. Now, this report looks incredibly different from your past emails. How was this generated?
Good question. So SSW, the AI team, we have come up with new agent skill, which will scan through our GitHub repo and also taking our pre-recorded videos and generate this nice email.
Excellent. Well, that saves you some work.
Sorry?
That saves you some work.
Yes, indeed. It saves a lot of our time in preparing the sprint email. So now just one command.
How much time did that email take?
It used to take us about 30 minutes to prepare an email, but now for AI, it only takes 5 minutes.
Okay, well, and that's all waiting, isn't it?
Yeah. Meanwhile, while waiting, you can do something else.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So let's move on. So that's the sprint duration, 8 days. Let's have a look what we've got done. So first, Stephen, are you able to walk through what you've done in this one?
Yeah, sure. So last week when we start doing the production release and on the deployment stage, we noticed on the Octopus there's an error message says the quota for GPT-4o was used up. So I did the investigation on that because the reason was because when we deploy our YakShaver teams, we also have a deployment for GPT-4o model. And I digged into the code. I noticed the GPT-4o is no longer used by YakShaver. Instead, we have upgraded to GPT-5. So I have removed the GPT model from the Bicep deployment and the issue being fixed. Any question?
No.
Okay. Let's move on to the next one. What about this one, Stephen? What did you do to fix the leaderboard?
Yes, there was a misalignment on the team's leaderboard table. The weird thing is we are not sure why this is happening because the leaderboard code hasn't been changed since last year, but the issue just come up recently. So my suspect is Microsoft has changed some rendering logic on Teams caused that issue. So I played around with the adaptive card editor and fixed the misalignments. This is a bug reported from Stefan.
Right, nice.
Yeah.
All right, next, Spike. So we did a little bit of Spike on the work required for YakShaver Cloud. Just for your information, Adam, so in this spike, we are looking to spin up a new lightweighted front end for non-technical users, for them to easy to record YakShave, and and all the configurations will be easy and in the cloud.
Is this a completely different version?
Potentially, yes, potentially,
Okay.
but we're still looking to the work required for this.
Is this similar to the extension one? You know how we have an extension?
It's certainly similar. It's in the browser form factor. I wouldn't characterize it as a completely new version. Obviously, we're building off the whole agentic MCP approach, although we're sort of potentially branching out into more of a just like Claude Code doesn't only rely on MCP service. So yeah, but we're definitely leveraging all that hard work we're putting into the desktop application.
Will it call any of the YakShaver APIs?
Yes, absolutely. So it's going to reuse exactly the same portal. It's just another interface.
Right. Okay. All right. And has anyone on the team tested it?
I have.
Or that's going to happen in the next sprint?
Well, this was just a spike for the team to think about some ideas. Over Easter, I did create a test site, which we will talk about in the retrospective a bit more.
And so will anybody be spending time on that in the next sprint?
No, I'm going to continue to refine it first
Before you get into it. Okay. All right. Before you move on, can you tell me which one of these was successfully done with AI? Or vibe coding, no getting in and fixing the code.
I guess this one, Willow got this one done by the GitHub Copilot.
Where is Willow?
Willow is on leave today. However, Copilot got done, but there's feedback from Tiago. He wanted to change something, so this ticket got reopened.
But none of them were done with AI. One attempt and none done.
Right. That doesn't sound great.
No, it doesn't.
They are all assisted by AI, but not completely done by AI.
Right. Okay. But did you use AI in the end to help fix it up?
Yes, definitely. Yes.
Well, if you used AI to fix it up, it's still vibe coded with fixes. You didn't get in and use any coding. That's what I'm asking.
Well, it depends what the robot emoji at the start of the PBI means, because I think previously we had it as that means you gave it to Copilot and Copilot did the work
in one shot.
Not necessarily in one shot, but you asked Copilot to fix it and it fixed it and then it was done.
Yeah.
But so is that the case that you guys did, or
yes, I think that's what we're looking.
Yeah, I want to know if you had to modify the code manually with coding knowledge, or you just, added an extra line. Hey, make it a bit smaller. Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you give it to Copilot, Copilot comes back with something, and then you use Copilot to make adjustments, it should still count as an AI completed PBI.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
Okay.
So do any of those need to be updated with a robot emoji based on that?
No, I think just this one was assigned to Copilot, and then the rest are just started with developer and then AI assisted.
Yeah, and those ones, some of these are infrastructure change, so I can't just hands off to AI for this.
Yep. Okay. Happy to move on?
Yep.
Sure. So with the agent skill, it has included the merge pull request. So we have got a few PRs done here. And then let's jump into backlog stats. We'll get Stephen to walk through this part.
Yeah, thank you, Rick. So the backlog stats. For the last sprint, we have completed 8 PBIs, that including 1 pending PBIs. And also, we have 11 points delivered with 16 committed on the planning. And we have 145 backlog items ready and 1,720 PBIs in the backlog across 2 repositories. And speaking of the speed or the velocity, for the last sprint, we have 11 points delivered and with 16 points was planned. And that was 10 items. And the average sprint speed was 12.7 points across 3 past sprint. And back to you, Rick.
Sure. Next, we'll be looking at the operational stats, and we'll get Tino to work through this. Tino, after you.
Yeah, so from this, you can see the code coverage went up by 0.2% from 30.4 to 30.6. Now the product production releases, there is 2 portal releases and 0 desktop releases. And application health, there are 0 server 500 errors, which is great. So 100% availability. And our monthly leaderboard, we have Michael Chu with 32 shaves, and Griffin with 18, and Tiago with 17. All right, so no change for the roadmap from last sprint. All right, so for new PBIs, 46, 17 created via YakShaver. Now I went ahead and took a look at what's happening. Now, if I just look into our GitHub repository for YakShaver, there are quite a lot of issues. Actually, 54% issues created without the YakShaver tag for the past 30 days, and just YakShaver repository alone. So I'm assuming that that's pretty much the case. Yeah. And all right, so for the completed ones, we have 31 and that change of plus 15 increase in YakShaver. And YakShaver desktop, we have 26 new PBIs created and 24 created with the YakShaver desktop. And 19 were completed with net change of plus 7. Okay, for our tenant stats, our total tenants is 60, so we've increased by 1 since last sprint. Now, for tenants that have completed their setup, there's 3 of them. Yep, and increase 1 from last sprint, which is awesome. All right, so the SSW YakShaver devs, 40, no changes there. YakShaver teams is 33, no changes there as well. Non-SSW shaves, 0, and non-SSW shaves MCP is 0. So our R&D for this sprint, YakShaver 360 POC by Calum. It's a proof of concept using Claude Sandbox on Vercel and demo site up and running. Already did some testing. It's pretty cool that the YakShaves created has some code context in it. Yep, and AI generated sprint email from Calum. It's trialing AI-driven sprint ceremony emails in this sprint. And YakShaver Cloud pivot to Spike with Rick and Steven investigating into pivoting from desktop to cloud-based platform. Now for the AI tools, Calum has been using Cursor, Codex, and VS Code, and replaced with Cursor
that's not right.
background.
That's not right.
Which one?
AI must have made a mistake there. I'm using Claude Code, and I'm using Codex inside Claude Code to ask for a second opinion and a code review and stuff like that.
And Opus 4.6?
And Opus 4.6, of course. That goes without saying.
Okay. And
all right, let me update that.
I think, Rick, you got blocked because you hit limits. Is that correct?
Yes, I've
Hmm.
reached the limit.
Let's
Last one.
make sure that is reflected on.
I didn't
on
say
the,
here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what version are you on, a free version, or are you paying for a Teams version or anything?
It's a paid version.
5x or 20x or what?
No, it's a GitHub Copilot. It's not Core Code.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I use paid version of GitHub Copilot.
Okay.
All right. Now, as for Steven, then it's like GitHub Copilot was GPT 5.4 with his favorite model. And for Tino, which is me, I use Cloud Code CLI, and I'm using Opus 4.6 as the daily driver. Nothing else. Yep. Okay. So decisions from call. Work item ID bug. So Steven confirmed immersion deployed to production. Status moved to done. Pagination is reopened by Tiago and needs a version 3. And cloud spike direction. Keep Electron desktop for power users. Build new lightweight web mobile front end, and embrace MCP. Target non-technical users, yes, and epics to be created from this spike. Now, Calem's the YakShaver 360 POC Cloud Sandbox on Verso to be added as a comment. Okay, so Jira version 2. Now, Willow has done the version 2, but she still needs to do a v3. Now, CPU quota temporarily fixed by increasing to 150. Need to reduce usage in the long term. Okay, handing it back to Rick.
All right. So next we'll be looking at sprint retrospective, and Callum will take us through. Callum.
Absolutely. Thanks, Rick. So what went well? I said the YakShaver 360 proof of concept that I whipped up is cool. Potentially, we could show it off at NDC if it's easy enough for people to just sign in with their GitHub and then record a video and then have it shaved to their backlog. Because it is it is in a working state currently. So we'll definitely be trying to test it out and see if we can get to that point.
Now, if it's, is it essentially a skill?
No, not really. Each project is a skill, and it's what it is sort of a harness to go from your video to get being processed by that skill and then actioning it accordingly.
Right. Would the Teams version use it?
Yeah, that was one of the things. If you look in what improvements we made for next sprint, that's one of the things we should be thinking about, because we would now be introducing 3 different YakShavers: Teams, Desktop, and 360. We've got to look at how we can consolidate that, and I think bringing the agentic workflow into Teams and replacing the current Teams engine is definitely a viable candidate for action there.
Right. Okay. All right. So if NDC is only 2 weeks away, shouldn't we have somebody else working with you this week?
No, I don't think so. It's already. I think it's pretty much good to go now. It just needs a bit of a tweak. So it shouldn't be a problem.
Do you want anyone testing it?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be getting people to test it as they update it.
All right. Good.
Next thing from Rick, the pivot spike AI analysis. So Rick was cooking up with some agents to produce some comprehensive documentation, which is very cool. And Stephen said, very cool. We actually have a 360 demo agent on the cloud. So Stephen was agreeing with me. What didn't go so well, I pointed out we have less people around today because of Easter holidays. So a lot of people are on leave. I also said we haven't resolved that issue that Adam encountered on the weekend. We haven't figured out exactly what the problem was. What we've figured out is it seems to be an intermittent issue, a once-off, and hasn't happened again, and the logs don't really have much detail. So we're just basically keeping an eye on if it happens again.
Thank you for raising it.
Of course. And what improvements for next sprint? Like I just said, we now have potentially 3 different YakShaver versions. We need to think about how we can sort of get them all at least sort of using the same engine in the background, so we don't have 3 separate repos.
Do you want to like do some brainstorming with Rick and Josh or something so you get something clear so we know how to position that?
Yes.
Okay. Right, good.
All right. That concludes our sprint retrospective. Are you happy to move on to the planning? Nice. Cool. So this is the brand new sprint planning email. So our goal, was to complete this spike. So we were going to produce high-level epics out of that.
Sorry, can I confirm, is that YakShaver 360? So
yes. So yes, the naming is a bit confusing.
that should be
the
renamed
moment.
from YakShaver Cloud to YakShaver 360, and it
Yes.
should be a prefix, I think.
Okay. Yep.
Sorry, what are the next two? I only saw the first one.
So
is this the MCP version?
yes, this is the canary testing from Ben. Adam, just for your information, this email wasn't correctly generated, so something will need to be fixed. So this wasn't our goal. So
okay. So did you notice that before you started this meeting?
yes, we do notice, and we were getting AI to fix it, but however, it takes quite a bit of time, so we decided to leave as it is, but we will fix it after the actual meeting.
Why couldn't you prompt it before starting this meeting and now just refresh?
Because we didn't know how long it would take and not sure if it will fix it 100%. So
you never are sure with that, right? But that doesn't stop you kicking it off. Is that a very good explanation, Callum?
No, I think we probably could have kicked it off, refreshed it now to see if it worked. If it didn't work, we would be in the same state we're in now. But if it did work, we would have been in a much better state.
That's right.
Worth a try.
Right.
That's a better answer. Okay,
right.
so can you show me the prompts that you used to fix up the other report in this report?
The prompt. Okay. All right. So here's the prompt on the bottom right corner. So so as you can see, I've got some typos here, but I'm sure AI is smart enough to figure out. So I said
the first one says review sprint 105 backlog on GitHub. What are you asking it to do?
So what it did was it has predicted what we will put in for sprint 105, but its prediction was wrong because we didn't put any of those in. But then, so I asked it to review the actual sprint backlog on GitHub and update the forecast email.
Right, I see. Okay, all right, next. Is there,
All right,
is there more? No, I thought you were going to show me a whole lot of changes that you asked it to do. Is there changes?
This is the only change for forecast email. So all other changes are on the review email.
Right, okay.
So
you didn't make any changes on the forecast email?
Because this one take a long time, because when it scans the backlog, it takes a long time to do that.
All right.
Yep. So what we will do here, I will take you to the actual sprint backlog on GitHub. So here's what we plan to do. So we will carry on to the spike, create high-level epic. And another important one is Callum want to roll desktop YakShaver to the public. So before we do that, we need to fix the authentication, make sure it works for all social logins like GitHub, Apple, and Google. So once that's done, and then we are confident to roll that out to the public.
Good.
Any questions?
That all good?
Oh, good. So that concludes our spring planning, and I will get AI to fix up this email after the meeting. And thank you for watching this spring review, and I hope everyone had a great Easter holiday. See you next time.
Can I check where you're going to upload this recording to?
Right. So this recording will be uploaded to our favorite YouTube channel. So this will be uploaded to SSW YakShaver YouTube channel. And see you next time.
All right. Thank you. See you guys.
Yeah.
So